Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the 13th episode of the FloorSpacers podcast. I, of course, am Mr. Bobby himself, and joining me today are the two goats themselves, Mr. Aaron Josef and Mr. Stephen Boyle. Gentlemen, please.
It is great to be back.
The return is upon us, ladies and gentlemen. We are back from the hiatus.
Indeed, we are, Aaron. I'm glad you said that. And just this quick forward to all our loyal, amazing, great fans that have stuck through with us through thick and thin. I'm very sorry for the leave of absence for the last 2 months. We had a very congested schedule and just a bunch of conflicts and just a bunch of everything that didn't align properly. So
Personally, we gotta do better.
yeah, personally got to do better. Watch film. We know that we're slacking. We know that we missed a lot in terms of stuff that happened over the course of the league. But that's why today's episode we're going to cover basically some things that have surprised us so far, considering the fact that we basically are at the halfway point of the season. So I guess without further ado, let's get started. Mr. Boyle, please take the stage.
Well, I say we start off with one of the biggest surprises so far this season. The Cleveland Cavaliers are relevant again, sixth in the East. What are your thoughts, Mr. Cav, legend fan Bobby?
Well, I mean, I was going to say that I did see this coming, but I can't say that because I did say that they were my 10th seed for that preseason thing we did with Rish. But the one thing I will say though is that I don't know. I'm just kidding. There's just way too many things to say about this team that have really made me happy so far this season. I remember when we did that predictions episode. I remember we were talking about the whole 3 big lineup and stuff. But I mean, I think we've all been kind of blindsided how well it's worked. And then unfortunately, we had Colin Sexton go out with a season-ending injury, and then the season revelation Ricky Rubio going out with an ACL injury a couple weeks ago in New Orleans. You know what I mean? Apart from, I guess those two things does definitely hurt. I guess that hype that I had for the season. I mean, I still think we're gonna be a top 6 seed. The rest of the way through, and we're gonna make the playoffs and all of that. But I mean, I'm having a lot of fun this season. Considering the fact that again we were 29th in defense and I think 21st in offense, whatever last season. Now we're top 3 defense, and I don't even know what our offense is now.
I'm actually still 21st in offense. I just checked.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I thought we had to go up on that. Actually, I guess that's because all the injuries we had recently.
I was about to say it was probably better at the start, and then after Rubio and Sexton went out, it probably
definitely. Yeah, I don't think Brandon Goodwin coming off the bench. I mean, no shade to him. I'm just saying definitely a step down from Rubio, but no. But as a fan, I'm very ecstatic. Like Steve said, I think we're back on the map, and it's only fitting that again the All-Star game or the All-Star break is in Cleveland this year, so having a resurgent year for the team is definitely important. And I mean, whoever's listening to the podcast, please go and vote for Jarrett Allen and Darius Garland for the All-Star ballots.
I was about to say they got 2 guys who are playing at All-Star or borderline All-Star levels this season.
Right, exactly. And I mean, even in the predictions too, I don't want to take too much time because I mean, I can go on over and over. I can do a whole episode about it, but
right.
Just to sum it up, I mean, I had also the predictions saying the rookie of the year, defensive player of the year, Evan Mobley, and the 6th man of the year candidates, Ricky Rubio and Kevin Love. Just seeing how everyone has brought into the system that JB implemented, and you see how that's kind of trickled down to everyone on the roster, and that even earned JB an extension. Which I mean, he was the first coach since I mean, not even David Blatt or Tyronn Lue got that extension. So it's definitely been he's definitely the first coach in a while in Cavs history to get that extension. So yeah, I can't say enough about how happy I am about this team and how everything's kind of transpired.
Yeah, it's they have been one of my I've been telling you all season, they've been one of my teams I'm tuning into all the time. They're so fun to watch. I love how all their players put in so much effort on the defensive end. Evan Mobley is already an all defensive caliber player in his first season.
Damn right.
So, he's not a perfect rookie yet by any means, but he's got that down already. And then they don't really have many 3-point shooters, but the 3-point shooters that they do have been snipers this year. Kevin Love shooting over 40% for the first time in a while.
Yeah.
Darius, of course, has been a really good shooter. Jetty's been shooting really well this season.
Yep.
Three. Lowry's like been around the same, which is pretty solid for what he gives.
Yeah.
And even like back before Rubio was hurt, he had some like crazy performances. Like that game the game in MSG was ridiculous.
Yeah. What was it? 8 and 9, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy, bro. That was
But yeah, like they've been able to hold down the fort this season. They're definitely they're kind of like last season's Knicks, but I'm hoping like that they don't turn into this year's Knicks next year.
No, in fact. But the one thing I will say about the comparison last year is, I definitely do agree with that. But I feel like we have the chance to be more effective in the playoffs just because of how good our defense is, and also like right now, like I remember saying this in the chat before, but like right now, like the shot creation isn't outside of, I guess, like DG is obviously very limited. So I mean, hopefully we can acquire someone who could do that at the deadline for not too much. You know what I mean? Maybe like a Terrence Ross or maybe like a LeVert, depending on the price. But we definitely need someone guy like that. But I mean, who knows? If we make a deep enough run, maybe Colin will get back and we can use that shot creator. But right now it's like a little bit harder. But yeah, man, I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy.
The days in Cleveland are bright for the first time in a long time.
No, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, like it's more fun to watch just because like the fact that they're so young. Like you don't have to worry about like them like retiring sooner. Like there's a I'm not gonna say there's a decreased chance of injuries because that's not the case, unfortunately. But just like watching like a rebuild come to life is like so satisfying. Like it's probably more fun to watch than like a veteran team or like just like you know like a homegrown team and like coming to like watching it like form through like the young years. They're like a 21 team. Now you come up like they're actually improving. It's so refreshing.
For sure, that's the best.
Should be like, yeah, like the Warriors came through from the draft, and like you're hoping like that's like the end goal, obviously, but like it's just like really good. Like there's like props to like the scouting and like everything. Like front office definitely took like a big leap and stuff. So it's like really good.
Yeah.
The most fun season as a Sixers fan in recent times was the first year we made the playoffs after the process era. Like just all those homegrown players, like of course Embiid, Simmons, Covington, Dario, TJ, all of them like playing amazing, contributing to a playoff team for the first time in so many years. Yeah. That was such a great feeling. And then at the end of the season when Embiid was out, we still won that 16-game win streak. We had all the momentum going into the playoffs against the Heat. That was by far my favorite.
It's so much more fun. Like, dude, I'm like thinking about it now. Like, part of me would want to watch like the old D'Angelo Russell, Julius Randle era rather than like a bunch of these old people now. Like,
these old people.
No, like I'm not even like it's not like I wouldn't like I'm appreciative. Like, there's some talent on this team, but like it was just more fun.
No, and I will say that for sure because the one thing I remember, like after LeBron left in 2018. Like I remember telling you guys, I was like, you know what? Like obviously it's gonna sting because I mean we're not gonna be relevant, but like I guess like now we're gonna actually swing into a rebuild and kind of like trying to see like I want to be part of that process. You know what I'm saying? Like I saw the Sixers going through it, saw Lakers doing it, and like even when we were in the finals, and I remember seeing Golden State and all that. The one thing I did kind of feel like a little bit like jealous of is the fact that like you see like like Curry and Clay and Draymond how like. Again, like that was like you said, Aaron, it was like a homegrown like thing where they had like, Mark Jackson come in and, develop those guys. And then Steve Kerr came in and he put in his system and all of that. And just the fact that they kind of like built through them, like, they supported their own team and kind of, went through that. And that's why I really like seeing stuff like that. And I mean, seeing it now, I mean, like first it was Colin and all the stuff that he went through. I mean, it sucks that he's not enjoying this right now, the fact that he's injured, but like all the things that he went through, but he put in the work. And then we got Darius. And then, we got Isaac, who's also been like, he also been trending in the right direction, but then he got injured. But you know what I mean? There's so much things that are actually been like coming around for us. And a lot of it has been like, our team, they're drafting. And then hell, even last night we saw Lamar Stevens going off. He was undrafted from Penn State. And I mean, just the fact that we picked him up, you know what I mean, and brought him in and trust him, with that role. And I think it's just such a great thing to see. Like I said, like the culture that JB has put into this team. Like I love seeing it. It's like that accountability, defense hustle. Like I love seeing that. And yeah, man. I mean, even look, I mean, the one thing I will say, I don't go too long, but like, there's like stuff that you see, like, again, for example, last night I remember seeing like, it was like in the fourth quarter, I remember like Mobley caught the ball like near the elbow, and then he did this like Katie type like size up thing, and then like he did a one hand pass to like Lamar Stevens who was cutting, and just seeing that, you just like, dude, like, you know what I'm saying? You see stuff like that, and you're like, bro, like this guy's really the limit for this, like the entire thing, and you see it all come together. And again, like Darius Garland's what, a third year point guard. Wait, third year, right? Yeah, third year. And he's already in, all-star ballots. And then Jared Allen, who we got for pennies on the dollar, is like, again, having an all-time thing. Like, not all-time, but like, you know what I mean? Like an all-star like season. Like, just seeing all that come together is just, it's just so satisfying. But yeah, I'm just so ecstatic as a fan.
Yeah, it's the best. And to kind of pin off of something you said earlier, like the Cavs needing like secondary shot creation behind Darius. One guy that I was hoping they would be able to trade for, Cam Reddish, just the transition now, just got traded to the Knicks today. So what are you guys' thoughts on that trade?
I mean, obviously you guys know how I feel about Cam Reddish. I mean, how much I wanted him. I think the one thing I will say about Cam is the fact that everyone's been saying too. I think that the idea of Cam is better than what he actually produces. And like, unfortunately, that is true. Like in high school, I remember he was going off. I mean, I don't remember, but like based on the scouting, like he was going off. In college, he had like a flashes and some glimpses here and there. And then he's supposed to be that Paul George at the next level. And again, like he's shown some flashes. Like if you guys remember in the playoffs last season, he had that game where he had like 8 threes or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? His perimeter defense has been really good. It's just there is that in Atlanta, it was never the right fit for him. So I'm hoping that New York gives him more of a chance. It is Tibbs' system, so I feel like he should be maximized a bit more. Now, but with that being said, I mean, they already have RJ and like all them. I mean, RJ and Fournier at the wing. So I'm curious on how like he's gonna kind of implement. Cam. If he's gonna give him some like if he's gonna stick him in the corner just to do like catch and shoot, or would he actually give him some like like some shot creation reps? You know what I mean? So, I'm actually kind of happy that he's gone from Atlanta now because I wanted to see him like shine. But yeah, I mean, if everything works out, like if Tibbs' system like does bring him out, then it should be a perfect marriage. I feel like.
It's going to be curious to see how he plays on the Knicks for me, to be honest, because like especially this season for New York at least, they don't really have many like they don't really have many like primary playmaking type guys. Like obviously Randall his playmaking has been good the last few seasons, and Derrick Rose when he's healthy, he hasn't been there in a few weeks now. But yeah, like at least in recent weeks for the Knicks, a lot of the guys who play for them at guard, like Alec Burks, Kemba when he's on, they're not really like primary playmakers or anything like that. So they have a lot of guys who take turns with the ball. So I'm curious to see how Cam fits in with their system, especially off the bench with guys like Burks, Manuel Quickly, Obi.
I mean, I'd hope he
defensively,
can
I like that fit for this system though.
like I'd hope he could become like what he was meant to be, like when he got drafted so high, like a starter. Like that would be like a great fit for like New York. Like I think like both sides definitely like won the trade because Atlanta like wasn't really using him like to the like as best as they could, and like it just didn't work out. And they got a first rounder out of it. And is it the Knicks first rounder? Or
No, it's a Charlotte protected first rounder, so it's like not really. It's like there's protections on it for up to like 4 years, something like that. So it's weird.
I mean, well, I guess they'll event. Yeah, it was like the Lakers and Sixers one where they trade for Steve Nash, but like they'll eventually get it. But like that's like it's still kind of a dub. I think the only loss here is Kevin Knox because he really it's pretty much been a disappointment. But that's kind of crazy. Like I think he was drafted like
ninth, I
was he
think.
drafted top 10,
ninth, right? Ninth,
like ninth or something.
I think it was ninth. Yeah, my fault. Yeah.
Dude, that's a sad. Like he could have like I remember so much hype coming from him and like it really hasn't amounted to anything.
That's
I mean, he has a first start
at the draft.
Huh?
So that's what happened once you wear a Fortnite suit at the draft.
I have to look at that. But like I don't know. I mean, he has a fresh start now, so let's see what happens. But like I don't really see it. I heard that they're trying to. I was reading into. I heard they were trying to like probably flip him for something else. So I don't know. We'll see. Like, because I don't see Atlanta like
No, I wouldn't be
actually
surprised.
I could definitely see Atlanta just like blowing up their roster. Well, not blowing it up, but like just
Definitely
a
retool.
lot a lot of they have too many guys to be honest to do the same type of thing,
Mhm.
and they're gonna have to pay Herder eventually. They're gonna have to pay Hunter if they want to do that. So it's like they got to make some decisions, like we were saying in that one podcast prior to the season, Christy.
Yeah, no, right. And I guess just like try to use that as a segue. I mean, there was that tweet that came out today, or I don't know if it was a tweet or yeah, I think it was a tweet. I think I sent it to the group chat. It was the fact that the Hawks they're saying that everyone except Trey and
Mhm.
Clint were on the block. And I mean, I was saying, to Aaron and Steve, I was kind of surprised that like guys like DeAndre Hunter and all of them were available. Um, I mean, and also Steve raised a good point is the fact that like he's always injured, blah blah blah. Which is true, but I thought like the guy who usually takes the toughest defensive assignments and all that. I thought like they try to hold some value in that. But and you also saw like John Collins, he's reportedly upset with his situation right now. So it's going to be really interesting to see what they do. You know what I mean? Considering the deadline's like a month away, a little less than a month away.
yeah.
So yeah, Atlanta definitely a team to watch. I mean, I can't wait to see like all the stuff that comes off of that. I mean, maybe something to the Sixers, Steve, Tobias Harris. I don't know.
I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't mind a Collins for Tobias swap. I don't. I mean, Atlanta's definitely not doing that. But
Yeah.
if anything, it would be for Simmons. But I don't know.
Right. I
I'd
mean,
much
I feel like
rather-
a Simmons, Trey Young, that would be pretty nice.
Oh, that would be amazing for Atlanta. But
Yeah.
yeah, I
That's
don't
like
know.
imagine like after all that, that's where he ends up. The place that like kind of like jump started this whole like
Yeah. Right.
sitting out thing. That'd be so ironic.
Yeah. What's it called? That'd be kind of crazy because I mean, I feel like like a John Collins, like DeAndre Hunter package would be kind of tough.
It would be, but it's just like
But with Collins,
what do we do with
Embiid, like,
Tobias in that case?
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I could just tell him to stay in the corner and shoot threes. I don't know.
Collins has actually been like one of Atlanta's bright spots this year. He's been super efficient, like in his role, and what he
Yeah.
does. Like he's like 43% from three, I think. He's of course he still rebounds really well. He rim rolls. He's a great partner for Trey in that department. It's just like it's so unfortunate that the rest of Atlanta's team has been so underwhelming on the defensive end.
Right.
Like they're such a good offensive team. They're like I'm pretty sure they're top 10 if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they have to be.
But
Yeah.
but their defense is atrocious, and I can't believe they're below 500.
And again, we were talking about it too, like the fact that Clint Capella had a huge fall off in terms of he was like DPOY candidate last year and the years before that.
His effect on defense has been so underwhelming this year.
Yeah.
Players are shooting like 60% of the rim against him this year, which is like crazy because last year he was kind of like a discount Gobert. They had that whole like Jazz type defensive system set up that they were running in the playoffs, and that was really good for them.
And you would think a McMillan led team, you know what I mean, would at least be somewhat competent on defense, but
and I'm not saying they're like all like a bad team. Like they obviously are, like they are like good and talented stuff. But like, I just like based off of like last year, like everyone was saying, oh, the Hawks are for real. Like I didn't really buy the like how they made it to the conference finals. Like I feel like it was just more of like a story tale run more than it was like actually like them solidifying themselves. Like it's obviously like disappointing. Like they didn't actually build off of that, making it to the conference finals. Like now they're like below 500. But like I don't know, I never really bought into them as like a real team to like contend. Like I just don't think like I don't know if you guys thought that either, but like
I
don't
wasn't.
know. People were like kind of overrating them. I'm like, I don't know, just kind of chill. Like, because I don't
wasn't
know.
100% bought in, but all of the like with Kevin Herter stepping up, John Collins finally like becoming a master in the role that he took on, Clint Capella being like that guy down low for them that Trey's needed. Like it seemed too perfect, like how everything came together for them. Like they had all these pieces that worked really well together. They're all really young, so you kind of figure they're going to keep developing together as a group.
Right.
But this season's been a huge disappointment for them.
No, so that's what I was saying too, because it was like, because remember in my preseason predictions, like I agree, like that's what I'm saying. Like I didn't really buy into that whole like notion of they're like championship contenders, but you know what I mean. Like I said, I did foresee like a bit of a fall off. But did I think they were going to fall off this bad? No. And also, like, yeah, and like what Aaron said, like they made the conference finals, and usually if you make the conference finals, you lose the conference finals. That means you're a contender, basically, right? I mean, because that's the final step before the finals. So, I think yeah, it's true. I think a lot of people were saying like, oh yeah, like this team's like legit, like finals contender, all of that. I didn't buy into that, but I mean, like Steve said, like you were expecting like continuation of that I guess that energy and that sort of like that development, that continuity kind of just being there. Um, and yeah, it's you just really just kind of sit there and be like what really changed from last season to this season, you know what I mean? That really kind of just I don't know, like just shook up the outlook for this year and the fact that they're selling 90% of the roster. Like you just got to think about it because there's really nothing that jumps out. Like it's a really confusing situation, I would say.
I feel like it was just a momentum thing that carried them in the playoffs. Like
They
that's
had, they
probably
had a lot of
what it
momentum
was.
going into the playoffs too.
But yeah,
Yeah,
right. Yeah, because I remember after the whole McMillan like hire or promotion, like they started going off, and then yeah, that's true, and they carried that. Right. I don't know, but I'm just saying like it's crazy. Like I said, like a bunch of people just not buying in on defense. It's very interesting, man.
Like I don't want to use this as an excuse because you could use this as an excuse for any team, but with everything going on with the COVID and the health and safety protocols, they've had a lot of guys in and out all season, just like a bunch of other teams. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just been such a weird season in that regard.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. But I mean, yes, I mean, I don't know. I mean, hopefully they can figure it out. And then I guess real quick, like speaking of like I guess like sort of disappointment, not really disappointment because I low key saw this coming. I'm not saying again, I'm not trying to prophesize or whatever, but the Celtics. I just want to talk about it real quick because I mean I don't think you guys really want to talk about it that much, but the one thing I will say to the Celtics is the fact that I mean even last year, you saw like a little bit of mediocrity. I mean they finished like I think at 500. I think it was just very inconsistent play. I mean the one thing that you did see for sure, whether it was a COVID season or not last year. I mean, it still was a COVID season this year, but was the fact that they had no like point guard or initiator, and the fact that they literally did nothing to address that coming into this season, and it's like literally the issue right now, and the fact that again there is no point guard. It's just
Dennis
again,
Schroeder
huh?
said shade to Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah, Shea Schroeder,
Yeah.
the Lakers legend. Um, or should I say the Hawks legend because we just went the Hawks, but um, yeah, because literally again it's just JB or Jason Tatum going off at any given night and that's it. You know what I mean? And they're blowing like 20-point leads like every other game.
I was just about to say that they always play 3 good quarters of basketball, and then the
Yeah.
fourth quarter they can't like run a competent offense to close a game because they don't have that playmaker to set everything up for them.
Right, exactly.
It's just
Please play
taking
now.
turns ISO ball between
Yeah.
Tatum, Jalen Brown, or if one of them aren't playing, and Schroeder's getting in there too. Marcus Smart taking a bunch of shots that he shouldn't be.
Yeah,
It's just
it's crazy, man. And I saw on Twitter something recently too. It was like you see all their draft picks that they had over the recent years. Like they had a chance to get guys. I think like Cam Johnson and was it Cam Johnson? I think it was. And then like
they always have that last lottery pick just because of all the trades they made in the past. But
Yeah.
I was just gonna bring that up. Like, don't they still have more draft capital like coming up? Like,
I think so. Yeah, I'm not sure. I know they could have gotten like Desmond Bean, like you know what I'm saying, like last year and all that. Like,
they traded away Desmond Bain pick last year.
oh, they traded away. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's like so much stuff like that. Like, it's just been a lot of questionable like off-season moves that I feel like just screw themselves over. You know what I mean?
The players they get aren't even bad. It's just they're not guys you want playing in like playoff scenarios.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. But yeah, I just want to talk about the Celtics real quick, but just because like again, this is something like the quality of basketball that they played has been like steadily decreasing since 2018 when everyone thought they were, perennial championship contenders after the whole LeBron series. But ever since then, it's been a disappointment. You know what I
Sure.
mean?
They're still they have like such a good defensive foundation with like all their guys they have.
Yeah.
Like they're a really good team on that end, but they just kind of figured the offense out. Like
yeah.
I'm pretty sure when we did our preseason predictions, I had them either fourth or fifth. Like I was really high on the Celtics going into the season because I thought that the guys they added were going to fit in really well, regardless if they had the point guard or not.
Yeah.
but
Right.
it's just that one glaring thing that they need to fix.
Yeah.
Like
No, you're
Tatum's
right.
been playmaking a lot more recently, and it's been a lot better. But then at the same time that he's getting other guys
You
open,
can't
like
always rely on
he hasn't
one
been very
person.
reliable himself
Right.
shooting the ball.
No, see, that's a good
Yeah.
point too. Because I'm looking at the list right now. I literally had Boston at 5.
Mm-hmm.
You
But
just
yeah,
can't always rely on the one person. Like obviously, like they're gonna have an off night, like a couple times. It doesn't matter who you are. Like, and they're like, you can't be too predictable either. But it's just yeah, like COVID screwed up things and like the personnel on the team, like it just doesn't work.
yeah,
Like I've been looking at Dennis Schroeder's like looking at like his numbers right now, like as a point guard, 2 assists, 3 assists, 2 assists, 4 assists. I'm like, bro, like I don't know if that's how it's supposed to work. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And just watching him like last year too, like he was like he just never had a playmaking sense. Like he's always like attacking kind of dude. Like had his like hustle moments here and there, but like he just doesn't like he is like beneficial off the bench. Like he just can't
Mm-hmm.
start.
Yeah, he's like your prototypical six man. Like
yeah.
he fits
Yeah,
that role
like
really well, but it's just they don't have a guy to
huh,
put in front of him that's more reliable in like closing game situations. So they got to put him out there.
It's crazy. I mean, I thought they could have I thought that with the Horford and what's it called with the shooter additions, they could try to salvage something, but I mean, it really hasn't worked out that well. Um, and I guess not being able to retain Fournier and all of that. So uh, again, I don't know what's happening with the Celtics. I don't know who they're going to deal by the deadline. And both Tatum and Brown are involved in a lot of rumors and speculation. So that might be interesting to watch. I mean, there's probably a good chance they're going to get moved at all, but um,
On a more
yeah, I
positive
mean,
note,
uh,
I want to. The one team that I really want to talk about is the Grizzlies. Man, they have been such a pleasure to watch this year,
the best team in
especially
basketball right now.
especially since Thanksgiving. Since Thanksgiving, they've lost only 2 games, I think, and they've turned around their season completely. Like the beginning of the year, they were like a bottom 5 defense, and now I think they're in the top 10, which is incredible.
Yeah,
They have so many guys in that team who are just good basketball players. Like that team's scouting and like the guys they pick up on like really good contracts. Like they all play really well together. They all play really hard every night. And then John Morant's like kind of taking this huge leap, kind of like putting everything together as a point guard. That's such a fun team to watch, man.
yeah. No, I agree. And then yeah, like build off of that, Jaren Jackson Jr. He's been doing his thing. Desmond Bain took another leap. He's knocking that three down at a high clip. Playing some really
I
good
was not
defense.
expecting him to put up 18 points a game in his second year. Like
Yeah, right.
I'm a huge Desmond Bain fan, but I was not anticipating that at all.
Yeah. That's what Rager's about to do though. That's the TCU product. I'm telling you, it's trust the process. But
At least they have one good athlete to come out of that school.
Jalen Rager, yeah. But
it's kind of crazy. They're like 20-4 too. Like just to add on, like 24, something like the last like gone 20
They,
and
they,
4 like out of the last 24. Like that's crazy.
they just passed the Jazz in the standings. They're third in the West now because the Jazz lost their last 2.
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You're playing tonight, right?
Who the Memphis?
Yeah.
I think they play in Minnesota tonight.
Should be
That'll
easy.
be a good game.
Yeah. That'll be a what, 11 game win streak if they win tonight?
Yep,
That's
the longest
crazy.
in their franchise history.
That's crazy. Damn, even more like the Marcus All and Zebo stuff. That's crazy.
Yeah, they never won more. I think 9 was the record
Oh,
before.
okay.
Yeah.
But I've been loving watching this Memphis team. Just like the fact they've been able to get like guys like Kyle Anderson on really good deals a few years ago. A lot of people didn't like that Valanciunas for Steven Adams trade, but like not saying Adams is better than Valanciunas by any means because he's not. But the fact that they have Steven Adams, a guy who's like not going to take as many shots, allowed for so many of their other guys to develop and take more shots together. Like allowed for more flexible lineups and versatile rotations to come off the bench with Brandon Clark playing more, Xavier Tillman. And Steven Adams has actually been a pretty good playmaker this year out of the post and dribble handoffs and everything for Ja. He's been a good partner for him, like I thought.
Yeah. No, that's true too, because um I mean, yeah, I do agree. I think that obviously JV is a better, I mean, center than Steven Adams, but I mean, I guess just seeing Steven Adams is like his I guess his presence fits the team more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
In terms of like screen setting, he's more of a brick wall than Valanciunas was and all of that, and just being that like that paint and glass presence. I feel like it's definitely helped this team out a lot too. And yeah, like again, like just talk about guys like Anthony Melton and all that. Like it's true. Like there's so many quality players on this team that you just got to stand up. You just got to sit there and be like, yeah, like you really got to give props to the front office for, like assembling all these guys together. And yeah, Memphis is definitely the best team in basketball right now. There's no question about it.
That's awesome. I'm so happy for that team.
Yeah.
But a few seasons ago, we had the Battle of LA, Paul George and Kawhi Leonard versus LeBron James and Anthony Davis. This season, we have the Battle of LA, LeBron James and Russell Westbrook versus Reggie Jackson and Terrence Mann. And these teams have the same record right now. Aaron, what are your thoughts?
Dude, I don't even know where to start, bro. Like when that trade went down, like all that craziness, where it was like Woj and Sham, like going back and forth, and no one knew what was going on. Like as soon as we got Westbrook, I was like, I already said it before, like season preview episode. I'm like, I don't know. I'm not like hating this or I'm not loving it either. Just want to see what happens, and we're seeing what happens, and it's like I expected like it not to be smooth, but I didn't expect it to be like this rough. Like we're 21-21 now, I think.
Right.
Let's check real quick. Yeah, 21-21. Like it's so like there like granted like there's been obviously like like the usual COVID protocols and injuries, but even with that, like even with just seeing like Russ, AD, and LeBron, like it's just our roster has just like taken such a deep hit, especially like defensively, and like the offense. There's no specific rhythm. It's just watching the team every night. Like it just like it makes me like it's just not exciting. Like it's just so like it's so frustrating to see like how like like it's just been rough to watch. And you've had so many high expectations, obviously, because it's the Lakers, and like you're gonna get all that attention. You wouldn't get this much like drama and hate if it was some small market team, but since it's the Lakers, obviously like they have the right, the media and everyone has the right to like talk all the smack to us because there's been a lot of expectations. But just because we are like LA and it's like a high market, the everything is magnified and all the mistakes are obviously like they are really magnified, and it's just huge. It's just the thing you can hope for now is for obviously AD to come back healthy and stop being I don't know what's happened to AD, like shooting wise at least. Like if he could actually become aggressive and like himself again, and LeBron continues to do what he's doing, which is insane, honestly. Like it's just like at 37, he's averaging like 28, 8 and 8. Like that's like incredible, by the way. Like it's like that's the only reason that's like keeping me sane watching these games is him doing what he does every single night. And there are some bright spots like Malik Monk, and there's not really that many bright spots, but Malik Monk and like I
guess
can't even think
Melo.
of it like on top of my head. Like
Melo has been
like
good for them.
Melo's been good. Like there's so many people like saying like he is old. Obviously, he's not putting up 20 every night, but like especially at the beginning of the season, he's been going off like at like Staples, like going like 7 threes and like 5 threes the next night. It's like insane. Like
I
he
will
is
say
like
this
good to
quickly,
have
real
on the
quick, Aaron.
bench.
I don't want to cut you off. I'm just saying, but like I
Yeah,
feel like this current version of Melo is like the ideal, like not ideal,
yeah.
but like one of the better like stretch four role
For
players
sure.
in the league. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying. I'm happy they got him for that. You know what
It's
I mean?
crazy because what Melo is doing now is what OKC and Houston were asking him to do a few years ago, but he just
Yeah.
refused to do.
Right.
And that would
Exactly.
have been perfect for those teams back then, but now
For
he's kind
sure.
of bought in here.
Yeah.
No, it's
Right.
great that he's doing that now. It's just like there's nothing else. Like not enough is happening with the rest of the team. Like
Mhm.
THT has been fairly disappointing. Like he has his games, but like like it won't carry on. Like he'll have his like very dry spells, and like Westbrook, like he cleaned up his turnovers in the past few games, but he just substitutes that with like I saw it. I think the past 4 games he's been shooting 25% from the field and 0% from three.
And he hasn't
And
scored 10
it's
like the
like,
last 3 games, right?
yeah, and
Mhm.
he's been shooting like 2 for 13, 4 for 15.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just need people healthy, get a rhythm, and like you just ride LeBron's coattail, and hopefully everyone that's all you can hope for. And the trade deadline. That's what gives me a little hope. But I mean, I don't know what THT's value is. There is like hope because he's still only 21 years old, and he has a lot of upside and like potential still. And like when the Lakers trade some young star, they will obviously find their way. So like I hope it's the same pattern,
He's
but
like
you
your
just
only
never
trade
see.
chip right now, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I
like
would say
Kendrick
Monk, but
Nunn.
they should not trade him.
No, I don't want to trade Monk. It's only
Like,
him and Kendrick Nunn, and like we still have a first rounder. That's like the only like trade package we could really offer anyone at this
yeah.
point.
The one thing I will say about THT is like I guess like the fact that shot creating like I guess wings are sort of high demand, and the fact that he's young and he's what 6'5", 6'6", right? Something like that.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Like
like he can
THT,
create his own shot. He
by
could
all
Right.
just
means,
he
he's not a
just
bad player, but it's just he's not a guy you can put next to LeBron.
He's not. He's not. Right. He's not. Um,
yeah, like he
uh,
needs to be his own thing.
he definitely, but that's the one thing I will say is because I mean we saw him put like there was definitely like more consistent stretches out of him last year, even with LeBron. You know what I mean? And
For
I feel
sure.
like the one thing I will say is I feel like yeah, people have been like sort of been too harsh on him, but at the same time, like it's not like he can't do it. It's like it's not like he showed that he can't do it. Like he showed again last year, he showed that he could do it with LeBron. It's just that I just don't know where all that mojo went. This year.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I
I
mean,
I feel like part of it is like he got paid, but then like like now like he's like taking a step off. But I don't know, like I feel like giving that much money to he just turned 21
right?
and he's getting like $60 million. Like
Yeah, that's
first of
insane.
all, like first of all, I don't think that's a good idea, obviously. But like second of all, like I don't know. Like and another thing is that you could have used that money so much more better than like obviously you could have kept Caruso and given THT less. Like
Mm.
I doubt he would be like leaving the team. Like he did have a market, but like I doubt he would be like like making a big fuss of like taking 10 million less. Like you're getting $50 million as a 21-year-old.
Yeah,
Like you can't really ask for better than that. Like
Yeah,
and
it's
I
I
like
don't.
don't
you
know.
Yeah,
literally had a guy in Caruso on your team who was closing games for you in the playoffs consistently.
Yeah, the finals games. Like he
Yeah.
was closing finals games. Like
where they
and
started
then
him in
he's
that game six, right? And there was
Yeah,
a
against
blowout.
Miami.
It was a blowout that game, and
yeah,
that,
lost by
bro,
like
me and Steve were
40
talking about
points.
he's
Like
like the perfect guy for this Lakers roster. Like you know what I
no,
mean? Like
yeah, that's a
he's
that's
like
a
the perfect
championship
LeBron
piece.
role
Like
player.
I don't know why. Like I was thinking about this yesterday. Like I just don't know why we blew up that like completely blew up that
Yeah.
championship roster. Like obviously like letting like Danny Green go was like all right, that's fine. Like who else? Like and now like you get rid of like KCP, getting Trez was a mistake. Getting Schroeder was a mistake. Like I don't understand like
I
why.
mean, I can understand the philosophy behind it because you're adding, two six-man candidates to an already
It,
stacked
Yeah, like,
team.
obviously like back then it sounded great, but like you just came off a championship, you blew up your roster. Like why? What's the point of that? Like I
in the
don't
moment,
understand.
it wasn't a bad idea because they
Oh
just came
yeah,
they just came off that long season. They had
yeah,
like the shortest break in NBA history. So you figure like you're going after guys like Schroeder and Harrell who can kind of hold down the fort and bench units when LeBron's not on the court. Give
Yeah.
him some
yeah.
extended rest. They
But
can they can score on their own.
then losing that height, like that's what they was like. They had such a great lineup with like like if you ran like uh, LeBron, Danny Green, and then you'd have AD and JaVale, not and Dwight played a lot, and like Markeith, like you had such a great like advantage over people and just bully people, and then you lost all of that by adding, Schroeder obviously wasn't like a bad pick, but you got rid of Dwight and JaVale, which was like such a big loss. Like you lose all that height and like athleticism, and then you just get Trez, who is like an underman, kind of awkward for his position center. Like
Yeah.
it just doesn't work.
That's one
I
thing I'll say
thought
about
about it the
last
other
season.
day. Like, yeah,
No, like the again, I'm sorry to cut you off, but like last season, like the one thing I will say is I felt like it was kind of weird just because like AD's weird playing and his injury, and then LeBron, you know he was playing good and then he gets injured, and then they saw the number one defense and all of that. I feel like last season was a bit weird for the Lakers because I feel like they had like a sturdy roster. It was just that short offseason, screwed them and Miami over, and just a whole
yeah,
bunch of other factors. Um, but like I remember me and Steve were saying that I feel like if they started Caruso at the one, and then Wesley Matthews as the two, and then LeBron, and then I don't know AD whatever at the four, and then whoever at the five, and then off the bench they took Schroeder. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like if they managed it correctly, they would have been better. You know what I mean? Or if they
yeah.
kept that nucleus and carried that onto this year with 3 months of rest, like an actual offseason, and with people ready to go and all of that. And I feel like they try to run it back with that roster. I feel like it probably would have been better. And
And that's the thing. Like you can't just blow up a roster and have three people left from the previous year and then expect the like chemistry to just flow. Like we
right,
took like like that championship team, like that was like an outlier because like the chemistry on that team was like it was like incredible. Like it was like literally a match made in heaven because you just like formed most of that team from the past off season, and I guess they just decided they could reciprocate that or replicate it in the next season, and obviously it was not the case. But like now, like especially like LeBron's your main piece. He's 37. Like you just can't. I don't feel like you can't really blow up a roster and expect them to like work. Even though like you pick the players, most of the players you like want on that roster, like I just don't know if that's the best idea. And now for the future, like even for the future, like once LeBron retires, I'm thinking like, what are we gonna do? Like we have no like our draft picks, is kind of like dry right now. AD's like he's only like 28, I think, or 29, but obviously he's gonna stay because he signed the max or like the max extension or something. But like just after LeBron leaves, I just really wonder the direction of what this team would actually like become because I don't see THT here in 5 years.
But that's the
Like I
thing with
don't
every
see it.
LeBron team. It's like
Yeah,
once you have a guy like of LeBron's caliber, of course, one of the greatest of all time, you're like an instant contender
it's
in most
too
cases.
dependent. You're too well. I mean, for good reason. Obviously, you're too dependent on him. But like, it's like once he leaves the floor, like no one knows how to play basketball.
Well, the way the
It's the
roster
same
constructed this
thing.
year, for sure, yeah. Like that's why I was so shaky about the beginning of the year because I was like, you look at this Lakers roster, who's closing games for you? You only have three reliable players on
We
this
have
whole
an
roster.
undrafted rookie who's closing games for
Uh
us,
huh.
and which is a good thing and a bad thing. Like, just I don't know, man. It's
um,
crazy.
the one
There
thing I
Like
is
will
I,
still
say, I guess,
40
like the
games left,
awkwardness of
but
the whole injury stuff with Trevor, because I feel like when Trevor got back for this like week that he played, I feel like he looked kind of solid.
yeah,
I feel like Kendrick Nunn could still kind of be helpful for this team whenever he gets back. I think they just gotta get some sort of like continuity. And again, what I said about last year's roster, I feel like again they just gotta figure out a lineup that works. Maybe bring Russ off the bench or something. They still have time to do it. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna count
I
them
don't
out
I don't
yet.
think he's going to be too thrilled about
He
that.
definitely
yeah. I
wouldn't.
don't. No, he
But
wouldn't, and I don't
but
think that ever be the case either because he's just making way too much money to come off the bench, and I don't think they would actually do that.
but with that being said, I mean, because that's what everyone was saying about Kevin Love, and with the whole ego and his contract and shit, and look, we won't pay him to come off the bench. But I mean, look, if you get him to buy in and be like, yo, like you haven't been good so far. I mean, not Kevin Love's case, but for Russ Westbrook, I'm saying like you haven't been, that great, that productive. At least like try to do this. You know what I mean? If you want to win a championship, I feel like LeBron, being LeBron, he's got to be like, yo, bro, like what I'm saying, like let's either tone it down a little bit, you know what I'm saying, change something. Because if Russ's current mentality is, oh, I can do this, blah blah blah, you know what I mean. You
His
gotta,
mentality has been pretty poor. Like, if you see those post game conferences, like that's
yeah,
pissed me off.
right,
That's what I was saying at the beginning of the season. It's like I know Russ is the type of player who it's like he needs everything to kind of go his way, or he's not going to buy in. And so far, he hasn't really done that with the Lakers.
right,
Yeah,
yeah. I don't know, and it's
there's
like I said, it's kind of disappointing to see. Just because again, like the one thing I will say that Rockets when he was at the Rockets and like how he just transformed his game like halfway through the season, and then he just fit so perfect with Harden.
Well, the
Like,
reason for that is because they kind of transferred over to build that team more so to cater him than Harden
and
with
Harden,
like the
yeah,
whole small ball thing because that opened up so many driving lanes for him with Capella not there anymore.
yeah.
They had so many more shooters for him to kick out to. With the Lakers and with LeBron and AD, you're not gonna have that luxury.
Right. No, but I'm saying, but at least there was like an element of like a him buying in and trying to like mesh with Harden though. You know what I mean? Like just seeing that kind of gave me hope. I mean, like I said, you can probably still do it. You know what I mean? Considering like, it's LeBron. That's a whole different tier of a presence, I guess. But I don't know. They just gotta.
They, like I know with AD out and everything, like it hasn't looked very good, especially on the defensive end. But it's like even when he was there were still so many issues with like effort and for a player of his caliber, like he shouldn't be shooting that poorly on jump shots. Like it's just extreme. It's like an extreme problem this season. So when he comes back, he needs to like kind of figure everything out and kind of like try to get back to that level he was
yeah.
on in the bubble.
It's so annoying because there's so many games that we could have easily won that will definitely come back to bite us like at the end of the season with like seeding and stuff. Like we could have easily won like at least 8 games just thinking about it off of like easy winnable games where we just didn't win. And that would make such difference right now. We could be competing for like top 3 seeds. But now because of just like those both of those Thunder games, the Rockets we lost to the Wolves, like all these teams are such winnable games. Like it's just a mess. And it's gonna come back to bite us.
In the
And we have
playoffs
a
for
tough
sure.
schedule coming up. So
Yeah, it's
yeah,
gonna
like all you could
like
do is just wait and hope that they actually get it together. Just like I'm kind of sick of saying because oh, they're probably gonna get it together after coming off such a rough loss and they just make it worse somehow.
it's definitely not a deal that LeBron has to put in so much effort night in night out basis at 38 years old to keep this team afloat.
Right. Because
Yeah,
at
like
this
it's
point, if
fun
you
for
remember,
us because it's fun watching it, but
Oh,
like
for
not for
sure.
his like
yeah, right.
body or anything.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying too. Because at this point, the whole plan was this is the point where AD is supposed to take over and be the guy, and it was supposed to be like LeBron's more so the second guy right now, all that. But I mean, so far it
Yeah.
hasn't. The whole point is, you know what I mean. But I don't know. I mean, for me as a LeBron fan, I guess it's great seeing this, and it's fun to play as him at center at all, and also team up. But you know what I mean. But I mean, I don't know, man.
I don't know who
Hopefully it
said
turns
it,
around.
but they are a win streak away from him being MVP. Honestly, like, dude, like it's like incredible. Like not even like bring up his age, like because like everyone like brings up his age, like he's 36, so he should be in the MVP voting. But like even if he was like 25 and he's still doing this, like it's ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
he, like I know obviously like the MVP like voting, like there's so many more players now, like DeRozan, Jokic, like
Jared Allen.
Giannis and Steph and stuff, Jared Allen, Kevin Pangos. But like, dude, I honestly think like they are a win streak away from him being like in that top five ish, top three voting for MVP. Like it's ridiculous what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's had like 30 plus in the last 9 or 10 games.
No, yeah, since Christmas I saw he's averaging what 34, 35 points per game, something like that.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I think so.
Shooting what 50% from the field and like 40% from three, something like that. Some crazy stuff.
LeBron is another beast.
He's
But
definitely minimal.
Yeah,
before we move on to our next segment, I just wanted to ask one more question. So I've seen like a lot of posts on like social media recently saying that like trying to like kind of put together like tier lists basically of like which teams are like the among the elite in the NBA. So what I wanted to ask you guys, like, which teams as of right now would you have listed as like your contenders in each conference? And also like kind of like what's your definition of a contender?
Wait, all the teams I think are contenders, like a top three or whatever.
Like which teams and like just name all the teams you think would be like contenders.
I
Um,
feel like my definition of a contender first would just be if everyone on that team is healthy and they're playing the way they are right now this season, like barring any injuries.
Okay, yeah.
So
Like that's kind
yeah,
of like how I would think. Like full your team is like at full strength.
yeah.
Which team has all the pieces necessary to make a push through the whole postseason and kind of compete for the championship in the end.
Right, no, I agree. Like that, and then like looking at their depth and just like you put them in a playoff situation.
I
Like,
mean for the East, I'd say it's kind of cliche, but top four right now: Milwaukee, Chicago. Like obviously they're playing great right now, but like that team doesn't have a ton of playoff experience, just looking at the roster and stuff. So like it'll kind of be interesting to see like how it works out. But like obviously Milwaukee, obviously Brooklyn, Chicago, and like Miami, like if they do get healthy. But in this case, if everyone's healthy and playing the way they are, then I think Miami in the East.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
no,
So for
no,
me,
my fault. Yeah, my fault.
for me, in the East at least, I have three contenders. I have Brooklyn, I have Milwaukee, and I have Miami.
I was gonna say that. Yeah,
I'm just not quite ready to put Chicago on that tier yet. Like they're right underneath right now because they're playing
Yeah,
amazing this season. Everything they've come. Like I was not expecting that team to be as good as they are defensively, but
yeah,
yeah, they made strides on both ends. Like DeRozan's kind of having this resurgence year. Levine's still doing the same thing last year with plus everything else that they've added. So they've been really impressive. But in a postseason series against a team like Milwaukee,
mhm.
who on Chicago is stopping like someone like Giannis?
Giannis,
Derrick Jones Jr.
Who on Chicago is stopping someone like Embiid?
Caruso.
Like
Yeah,
I,
it's just
I
like
don't I don't
it's
think
just the
they're I don't
lack.
think they're built for the playoffs just yet.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
lack of playoff experience that just kind of gives me a iffy vibe. That's really the only thing, honestly,
Yeah.
because they are talented and like they are on a great run right now. And yeah, I don't know. You
the
just
one
gotta
thing I
see
will
it how it
say,
works.
the one thing I will say is like I mean, I really do like the Bulls. Like it's just Vucevic at center. It's not really doing much for me. I don't know. I mean, the way that this team's constructed. I mean, so far, I mean, I mean, not many problems, but I feel like in the playoffs, like I don't know, man. Like I don't know something about it, bro. But no, I agree. Like in general, like I feel like yeah, my top three is definitely yeah, Brooklyn, Milwaukee, and Miami. Um, shit. I mean, if we had our team healthy, I mean, I'd put the Cleveland Cavaliers up there, but
I can see the Cavs giving the Bulls a run for their money, to be honest, too. Like I think
I
that would
can
be
see
a good
that, bro. I
series.
can
I
see
think that'd be a
that.
good series.
Yeah,
Not saying the Cavs would win, but I think that would be a good series.
yeah, that's true.
It's just Vooch. I feel like Vooch is the big issue here. Not that he's a bad player by any means, but on offense, of course, you expect him to take a step back this year. But there's some games like when he's on, he's on. Like he's making everything like he could take over. But when he's not on,
It's
he's been
terrible.
so inefficient this
It's
year.
terrible, dude.
He
It is.
doesn't
It is
really like
terrible.
on defense. I could tell this year he's gotten better like one on one in the post.
Yeah.
Like he can size up with like the bigger guys, but like in like set offenses like pick and roll, like if you can't ask him to like step out into the perimeter at all. It's like that. It's been a glaring issue for them.
He's still a turnstile, yeah. And no, that's a great point too. Because I remember, yeah, there are games where if he's off, dude, he'll keep shooting too. You know what I mean? It's not like, bro, if my man is trigger happy,
Mhm.
it's hilarious. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't know how he is as a playoff center. Like, it's going to be interesting to watch, man. I don't know. But I mean, I guess for the West, my top three, um, I mean, I guess admittedly so. I guess Golden State. Which I guess is like the obvious choice, and then I guess Phoenix again, and Utah's not really doing it for me. Honestly, I don't think any other team's really doing it for me apart from those two, really. I
I
don't
was
really think
thinking
Memphis
that.
is. I don't think Memphis is a championship contender. I saw ESPN did that. I don't think they're a finals
I
contender.
wouldn't put Memphis there yet either,
Yeah.
but
I think, yeah, I think they're on the same. I think Memphis is on the same tier as Chicago.
Chicago,
Like, of,
yeah.
like
Right.
yeah, I
I
like
would say
that. I
that.
like that.
Yeah.
I
I
was
would
hesitant.
say,
I'm
oh
hesitant to
yeah,
put the Lakers up there still too, just because of everything, all the issues they had. Like they can't go unnoticed. I don't know if
Trust
I'd
me, as a LeBron fan, I want to put, the Lakers up there, but I mean, but yeah, right now I just got to see what they do after the deadline and all that. But
yeah,
I would
but it's
personally
still
have
like,
you. I think I would have Utah on that top level also, just because I feel like Donovan Mitchell has taken another step this year, like
Mhm.
as just like as like a leader on the offensive end. Like I feel like his usage percentage has been up a lot, and he's been pretty efficient still. He's doing his thing. Like I've really liked what I've seen from him this year. And then of course I still like Mike Conley. Gobert still doing Gobert things. And to be honest, I feel like he got too much hate for last year. Like it's not he can step out on the perimeter. He's definitely gotten better in the last few years, like at guarding guys on the perimeter. But with the way they run their defensive scheme, it's just him inside and then just a bunch of like mid perimeter
Yeah,
defenders.
yeah, that's
So
an
it's like
issue.
you can't always trust the other four
Right.
guys to make the right rotations on the perimeter. So that like that's their responsibility to cover that corner that where Terrence Mann was put on 39 points.
Uh-huh. And again, Lamar Stevens going off. I mean, again, Lamar has a nice bag, but bro, you see literally, I mean, against Pistons last night too. I mean, like, yeah, you have no Gobert. You're literally it's all fell apart. You know what I mean? Like they have nothing on the defensive end. And I think just seeing that is crazy. I remember I went to the Jazz on Reddit and they were just saying how like all I remember the one guy commented it was a whole list of players like ever since Gobert went out that did like some career, high like numbers and stuff. And this is like, bro,
Mhm.
that's kind of worrying as a fan of Utah. Like,
So
you know what
like
I mean?
I'm hesitant to put them there. I think I would have them there with those other teams just because they've consistently every year they've been among the elite in the West. Like their offense is like they run like a flawless offense and for
Right.
like today's standards.
Yeah.
Like their offense is so far ahead of everyone else. And their defense is also really good, but it's like just in a playoff setting, they gotta I don't think it's a personnel issue. I think it's a scheme issue, and I feel like they gotta fix that.
No, I agree. I agree.
mm,
And
Um,
yeah,
then also just real quick, like Dallas has not really been doing it for me this year. Just
yeah.
I don't really like what Kid's been doing with that team. Like they had like such an efficient offense in the past, and now just everything he's like making Dorian Finney-Smith like handle the ball sometimes and take mid-range shots. It's like I don't understand what he's doing.
Yeah.
Jalen
That
Brunson's
is
been a really
weird.
bright spot. Porzingis has been noticeably better this year too,
Yep.
but they're still like they're fifth right now. But it's like it doesn't they don't when you're watching them they don't seem like they're better than they were last year.
Yeah. From the best offense ever to whatever is going on now. But before I guess we move on, I mean, Steve, I don't know if you want to talk about the Nuggets who you were right about. I guess I don't know.
I mean, I, I guess I was right about them, but it's not like the Porter injury is obviously unfortunate, but you kind of had to see it coming with like his history and everything. Like
No, yeah, right.
he's
I was defending the contract before, like when we had that whole episode where when he got the extension. I know you guys were both against it, and
Yeah,
I've kind of like I'm more so on your side now, not just because of the injury, but like I feel like I should have saw it before too, with like his whole injury history, like the
right.
whole multiple back surgeries.
Mhm.
Like I don't know if I would have been willing to commit to that for like a long term max contract like they did, no matter how like bright he was that playoff series and everything.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Like again, like shot creating big wings are obviously the premium now, but I mean, coming into the draft, he had an old man body. You know what I mean? So I was just kind of surprised that they kind of just threw it at him. You know what I mean? If if he managed to stay like relatively healthy with like a couple of all star selections or some shit, like yeah, go ahead. But like just seeing how like what I mean? Like even before the NBA, like even before college, like he's just been riddled with injuries and they were kind of like uncharacteristic, like uncommon injuries too, which should sort of give you like, what I mean, a little bit of, yeah, I don't know, like paranoia, I guess. But I mean, they just did it anyway. But especially a team like Denver, you were, they're not the biggest market, so like, managing your money is a bit more important. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I thought they'd be
Yeah.
better than what they've done
with
so far
Jamal
this year.
Murray. Also, obviously, that's like a bigger thing. Like his health. Like it's. I don't think he'll be back this season, right? So like,
There's like a chance he comes near the end, but like I don't. It's pretty like
yeah,
But how effective would he be is the question.
Yeah,
That's like the
well,
Kawhi.
this,
That's
well,
like
no
the
matter
Kawhi
how he
situation.
plays, honestly, I feel like he would instantly like boost your team with like their guard rotation. Like
Yeah,
like Monte Morris has been pretty awesome this year. Like I really
he's
like
been
what I've seen
nice.
from him.
He's been
He's
nice.
kind of taken a step forward, and he's doing what he's done in his role. But other than that, like I don't know, Aaron Gordon hasn't really taken much of a step. Like he still does what he needs to, and he's still good in like next to Jokic in the role that he plays. But he's not like a guy that you're going to expect to take a leap or anything like that at this point in his career.
Right. No, that's
Will
true.
Barton is Will Barton. They don't really have much else going on. And
Yeah.
Jokic, and it's a shame too because Jokic is having like another historic season. Like you can compare this season to his MVP season last year, but he just doesn't have much help.
He's been going off this year, bro. It's
He
crazy.
is putting up like all-star TL numbers. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, no, real rap.
Like that's kind of crazy. Like
He like in all the advanced numbers, he's like breaking all the records for like PER and stuff like that and everything. That's like it's ridiculous.
Yo, I have a question for you guys. What's better scouting? The Nuggets getting him in the second round, or your my players team in 2K18 picking you up from a street ball competition?
I would
and then
definitely
you
say
instantly drop it,
2K18.
being MVP, Defense Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year in the same year,
Everywhere you go, it's the championship.
and then
From
get
from pickup
82-0
game.
championship season. And then you can influence all the free agents and trade decisions.
Yeah, some random homeless guy at the park did all this.
But for real though, the best decision ever made by any agent in history is when Dom Pagnotti chose you over Dom Pagnotti Jr. to represent you in the draft.
Ooh,
That's so betraying. Like if you think about it.
Imagine your dad be like, "Nah, it's like you dickhead." Well, the Plainview Bulldogs, me and Pagnotti Jr. we were a good duo. Before Vic Van Leer killed himself in a car accident. But
Lost
It
Kiosk.
was sad.
Rest in peace.
rest in peace.
Do we have time for that
I was gonna
quiz-
say, I
quiz
think we
thing,
should
or
save
did you
the
save that?
All-Star ballot reaction until next episode when we do our own All-Star ballots.
I bet.
I feel like
Yeah.
they can kind of like go together that way.
Yeah.
So, do we want to move into our little game that we have?
Yes. Ooh, like Saw. This is
Sure.
Saw.
Sure.
All right, so we're going to have a quick little battle of NBA wits between Christy and Aaron. I'm going to be asking them some questions, and we're going to be keeping score to see who the real NBA fan is and who the L ratio NFL fan is.
Oh.
How does this work? Like, do we just both answer, or whoever answers first?
So, as we go along, you'll kind of understand.
Well,
So-
we have a raise hands function here on Zoom.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
So I'm just kind of going off of like NBA.com, basketball reference, stats, and everything like that. I'm just going to kind of look around and ask you guys some questions, see how much you've been keeping up with the NBA this year. So first of all, like I was saying earlier, I was going to do like a category type thing for a few of them. So for this first one, just take turns, and I want to see how many of the top 10 offensive rating teams you can name.
Offensive rating.
Yeah, so like who I'll give you guys each like you guys can each have 3 votes. And if one of the teams you say is in the top 10, then you get a point. How about we do it like that?
All right, cool. I'm down.
So Christy, you go first.
Do I just say all three now or
No, just one.
back and forth? All right.
Yeah.
Well, with the first pick, I'm taking Golden State.
Golden
I
State.
was gonna say that.
Well,
Uh,
Golden State is not a top 10 offensive team.
What?
that's
Wait, are
kinda
you serious?
crazy.
I'm serious. They like recently they have not been putting up many points, so they've kind of dropped down.
No, they
They're-
haven't been. But okay.
They're actually 12th. Their defense is actually what's been keeping them like afloat all season. Well,
They're
not
number
afloat,
one,
but
though,
they're
right?
obviously elite, but
Yeah. I know that. Yeah. Okay, my fault.
Oh,
My
but yeah,
fault.
actually they are not a top 10 offensive team.
Oh, plus ratio for me then, I guess.
Aaron,
I'll say is Brooklyn top
Brooklyn
10.
Nets are number 8. Yes, so you get a point.
Hmm.
Can you guys keep track of
Nice,
your points?
nice. All right.
Uh,
So is it Christy or is it,
Christy,
is
you
it
go
make it,
again.
make it take it?
No. Back and forth.
Utah.
Utah's number 1, so
Yeah.
that's a point for you.
Yeah.
Aaron,
Chicago. Are they top 10?
Chicago's number 3.
Damn,
Yeah, I
really?
think so.
Yep, they're number
I would
3.
think so.
That's interesting.
All right, Christy, your last one for this question.
Atlanta.
Atlanta Hawks are number 5. Yes. They're number
Yeah.
5 offense.
Do you wanna
And
get
they're
one
like
more?
12th in the East.
Stupid.
So that just tells you about the other end.
Oh my god, dude. All right, so I have one more.
You have one more.
Who did we say so far? Warriors, Bulls,
Warriors, Bulls,
Nets.
Jazz, Hawks, and Nets.
Yeah.
Hmm,
We said Bulls, right? Yeah. Yeah.
I want to say
Aaron, it's the Pacers.
Memphis.
Memphis is number 4. Yes.
Okay, I think so. I would.
All
I
right. So
remember they dropped like 153 against the Thunder.
yeah,
You remember?
that
insane,
game was
dude.
ridiculous. I actually watched like almost that whole game. That was terrible.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
All right.
But so after
I
the
guess I'm
first
the-
question, we're going to do 5 questions. After the first question, Aaron, you have 3. Christy, you have 2. The other top 10 teams. Number 2 is Charlotte.
Wow.
Number 6 is Miami, which I thought was really surprising. considering
Damn.
they haven't had
Wow.
anyone.
Wait. Wow. Max Strus
Love-
got that carry job. Bro.
Max Strus, Gabe Vincent, Caleb Martin. They've been holding down the fort there.
Yeah.
And then Milwaukee was 7th, Phoenix 9th, and Toronto is 10th.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Toronto's 10?
Yeah, Toronto has been up there.
Dude, what? Bro, that's crazy, bro.
Granted, a
Who's
lot of
last?
these teams are like within like a few points of each other. Well, not
Who's
points, but like
last?
tenths of a point. But
No, yeah.
it's still kind of crazy that they're that high compared to they're above like the Warriors and the Blazers, like offense teams you would think of like pretty good offensively.
Damn, I'm really surprised. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Wait, but who was last though? Kinda
Oh,
curious.
last in offensive rating is Detroit Pistons.
Okay, not surprised.
Yeah.
Detroit, OKC, Orlando, like the teams you'd expect.
Yeah. Jesus.
Speaking of
All right.
Orlando, I mean, wait, the quick thing. Do you guys see my snap story? That score?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nuts. It was like 80 to 17 at halftime.
Yeah,
two
something
kicking.
like that, bro.
Oh my gosh, dude. What was the shooting percentage of that game, dude?
Dude, I don't know. I had to check honestly. That was one of the craziest things I've ever seen. Like, I don't even know what that was, bro. That was insane.
But yeah,
It was about 100 points.
switching it up. We'll do the same concept here, three each, but we'll do defensive rating this time. We'll go
Okay.
Aaron first this time.
Oh, we talked about this before, actually.
Defensive rating. Milwaukee.
Milwaukee is 8th, so that's a point.
We're
Okay.
doing top 10, right?
Yeah, top 10.
Yeah.
All right, well, Golden State.
Golden State's number 1. They allow
Hmm.
102 points per game. That's the best defense.
That's insane.
Damn. Chicago.
Chicago is no longer they were in the top 10, but now they're 12th.
Oh my.
They were for a
gosh.
while.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, Steve, I think you know what my next
Damn.
pick is going to be.
I think I know too.
The Big Dills from the city of Cleveland.
Yes, sir. Cleveland Cavaliers, number 3 in defensive rating.
Yeah, I forgot we slipped like a spot. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Aaron.
Wait, what
your
are they
last
now?
guess.
What are the
They're
Cavs?
number 3.
I mean, we're number
Uh,
2.
They allow 104.8.
Bro,
No.
when
said-
Isaac was playing, I think our our net defensive rating or something like that was like it was like 95 or something. It was some crazy ass number,
That's
bro.
crazy.
2 weeks, yeah, some crazy ass shit. But yeah,
Did we say Memphis?
We did not say it yet, but they are now 9th. Yes, so you get a point for them.
they're ninth.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, they were the beginning of the season. They were bottom 5, and then
Yeah, they just made
ever
a
since
big
Thanksgiving,
leap.
this whole win streak, they've turned it up on that side a lot.
Yeah,
They're
I felt
up
like
there in the
after
top 10 now.
winning that huge amount of games that they would probably be up there at this point.
Yeah. And now, Christy, your last guess for this round.
What if I just said fucking inside Atlanta? I'm just kidding. No, bro, don't stop. Damn, who do I want to say for this? I feel like I knew who the team was that was now number 2, but All right, I'm going on a limb. I'm not going on a limb. Oh shit! I really wanted to say Washington, but because I know they kind of fell off recently. But Miami.
Miami Heat are number 6, so you get a point.
All right, bet.
Yeah, it's lucky you did not say Washington because they're 22nd now.
Oh my
Dude,
god.
they fell off.
They
bro.
started
My
off
goodness.
really. They started off really good in the beginning of the year. And then they
Yeah.
just went back to their old habits after a while.
Damn. Oh my gosh.
That's why I was saying, like, I remember when we were going to do the podcast in the beginning of the year, but then, like, everything kind of fell through.
Yeah.
I had my whole script ready for this, and I was going to talk about Washington and Wes Unseld Jr. and his defensive scheme.
Yeah.
And then this episode I was like, yeah, no, I can't really talk about that anymore.
Yeah. Ratio of the defensive scheme. That's
They're on
hilarious.
a 3-point scheme now.
But yeah,
Christy,
for that
yeah.
round, Christy, you get 3, Aaron, you get 2. So what are you tied at 5 now?
Yeah.
All right. Well, the other top 10 teams were Phoenix at 2, and the Clippers at 4.
Phoenix at 2. I'm a dickhead.
Really?
I was gonna say Clippers, but I want to play it safe. Okay.
Boston's 5.
Oh.
You might be surprised about this one, but I've kind of noticed it watching some of their games. But Dallas is now 7th,
Okay.
and then Minnesota's 10th. We kind of talked about that on.
I was
our-
gonna say Minnesota, but
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, Dallas is sort of surprising. Is it? I don't know.
Well, if you think about their like roster construction, you'd find it surprising. But
Oh yeah, right.
the way they've, like I said, Porzingis has been really good this year, actually.
Yeah. No, for sure. Porzingis definitely stepped up a lot more. But yeah.
All right. Similar format again, but this time we're going players, and we're going to do 3-pointers made per. Or who we do? Yeah, we'll do 3-pointers made per game. Well, how about that? Since I was going to do 3-point percentage, but me and Christy kind of were like talking about that before the
Yeah.
started, so it would have kind of been cheated. But we'll go 3-pointers made per game. Which players make the most threes
You wait, per game or total?
per game?
Per
But it's not like
Okay,
attempted.
players,
Well,
right?
like if they're attempting a lot, obviously they're probably going to make a lot also. But this is
You're talking about players, right?
for players.
Gardner Milata.
Gardner. Chris,
Chris,
you go first this time since Aaron was first last time.
3-point makes.
Obviously, there's a few obvious answers.
All right, well, I'm gonna
Yeah.
go safe here, and not choose Steph. I'm gonna go with PJ Tucker.
That is incorrect.
Oh,
Why would you do that?
Why would you say like?
That is a
Okay, I told you.
point.
I told you he was leading in percentage, but that doesn't mean he's necessarily taking a lot. Like PJ
Yeah.
Tucker
All right, but I
doesn't
thought
take
he'd
the
be
ball
shooting a
that
lot of corner threes and shit. That's crazy. Are you serious?
much.
I thought he'd be like 9th or 10th or something. Like I thought he'd be like on the
No,
lower end.
I'm actually gonna look for him right now. I'll tell you where he is.
Damn. All right. Damn. I really felt fucked up, didn't I? I was gonna say not do Steph Curry, but I thought he'd be at least like 9th or 10th or something.
All right. Well, I went through the top 75 and he's not there, so I'm just
Oh
gonna
my
What?
god.
Dude, no way. Are you serious?
It's just an empty stat at this point.
That's
Okay, let me go to
insane.
3-point percentage. PJ Tucker is making 1.4 threes per game. So
Dude, I swear, like, bro, all the games that we played against Miami, he had like 4 corner threes. Then I was watching them against that Milwaukee game. He had like 3 or 4 corner threes or 2. I was like, bro, damn, that's crazy. I'm really a
Yeah,
dickhead.
but he's
Oh,
shooting 46%. So,
damn, that's crazy.
but Aaron,
46.
No, I thought
I'll
it was
take
just
the,
like a recent stretch or whatever. I didn't know, like, yeah, my fault.
I'll take the free point. Give me Iguodala. I mean, no, I'm just kidding. I'll take Steph.
yes, Steph Curry is
How much-
number 1. He is hitting 5 threes per game.
5. I was gonna ask you just for reference, like, what is number 1? Like, obviously Steph's number 1, but what's his rate? 5. It's pretty crazy.
His shooting percentage.
No, I'm talking about like just compared to everyone else. Like, what
Oh,
what does
well,
he set the bar at?
Steph is number 1 at 5, and then number 2. I'm not gonna say the person,
It's Buddy
but
Hield.
they're 3.8.
Buddy Hield.
Buddy Hield is number 3. He's at 3.5.
Okay, well, I'll take the point, but I don't know who number. Oh, Laurie Price. Well, Aaron's Laurie Markin.
You might be surprised by
No.
it, but I don't. It makes sense.
I actually know. I don't know if he's top 5 or anything, but just off of fantasy, I've seen. I'll take Fred VanVleet because I know he has to be up there.
He's number 2.
Damn,
Oh
really?
yeah, because
3.8.
yeah, 'cause I've been looking at like he's on my fantasy team. He's been putting up like crazy numbers. Like
No,
he's
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
going
So,
like
we're saving it for
like
next
that.
episode, but my all-star ballot may or may not include a certain Toronto Raptors guard.
Oh, Malachi Flynn.
Yes.
Watanabe. Is Watanabe a guard?
He's
No,
forward.
he's like a forward. Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, Delano Benton, right?
Yep. That was my
Yeah.
pick.
Oh, there we go.
But Christy, is this your second or third?
Third.
This is your third, right? Yeah, third.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Lamar Stevens. I'm just kidding. Give me who do I want to say? Nice and juicy.
Popovich.
You know what? I just want to ask. I just want to say this name. Actually, no. I could probably just ask it later. Never mind. Okay. You know what? Who should I say? Who should I say? Dylan Windler. No, I'm just kidding. Shit, man. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Kobe here. Max Strus.
Max Strus is not in the top 10.
What, bro? Come on. Are you serious?
Max Strus is 26th.
Damn. You really
Yeah.
screwed yourself with the PJ Tucker thing.
No, I
Christy,
really did,
I appreciate the Miami Heat love though.
bro. No, listen, because I literally thought because bro, like I said, he shoots like a healthy amount of corner threes.
Yeah, he does. I could see why you would say it.
Like that's
There's
crazy.
just it's just like I don't know. I probably would have tried to stay away from a lot of the more role players unless they're like
Yeah.
known
So
for
wait.
only taking threes.
Can you see how much Max Strus makes per game? What is his number?
Yeah, he is 2.6, which is only
Wait, 2.6?
0.4
that's a-
behind number,
that's
which
a-
is only 0.4 behind number 10. But that's how
Yeah,
close
that's a
it is.
big drop
Yeah.
off.
Jeez.
So I have one more, right?
You have one more.
I'm trying to think of just people who are just like their main thing is just to shoot, like Buddy Hield type player, but like, let me see. How about like, I'm trying to think of the top teams, like maybe someone from Utah, maybe, but I don't really trust that.
Hmm.
Oh,
Kyle Korver.
how about Patty Mills? Doesn't he still start?
Patty Mills is number 6.
That's a good pick. That's a
Yeah.
good pick.
Yeah, because
He's 3.2.
yeah, all he does is shoot,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Wait, yo, is Kevin Love on there?
Kevin Love is probably somewhere.
Oh, is
He's
Malik
number
Monk on there?
27, right behind Max Strus.
Oh.
Where's Malik
Malik
Monk? at?
Monk.
Yeah,
Malik Monk is 50.
he's kind of Oh, never mind. I said I'd be kind of surprised if he's not top 50, but he's 50. Kind of crazy.
But
He's kind of like inconsistent, but like not really.
Wait, is Jordan Poole on there?
Sometimes.
Jordan Poole is not top 10.
How about Bielitsa?
No.
Damn, bro.
So
Patty Mills is a good
another-
pick though. I was thinking about
That's a good pick.
It's just like like people who are just
it's just
there
like-
to shoot.
You're thinking of like more so, well, not with like Jordan Poole, but like Christy, you were thinking of a lot of like percentage guys
yeah.
who just like don't shoot as much, but they're still like elite shooters. But like, so I'll tell you the other top 10. So number 4 behind Curry, Van Vliet, and Hield. Number 4 is actually Anthony Edwards.
I
He
could
makes
see that.
3.3 a game. And
I
then
could see that.
five is Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah,
7
I was
is
thinking from some of the Jazz.
6
Yeah.
is Patty Mills. 7 is Dame.
Dame?
Yeah, he just takes a lot, but he's shooting 32%.
Yeah.
And then 8 is Lonzo.
I was thinking Lonzo probably.
He's
I
been
was
shooting the
like,
lights out this year.
If Lonzo could do it, then
Yeah.
why can't Ben?
Number 9 is Duncan Robinson,
Right.
even though he's shooting really bad, but he only takes threes, so it makes sense.
See, because that's what I'm saying. If you were talking about Miami Heat member was on the top 10, I would not say Duncan because I know he hasn't had a really good season so far, and I would have said Max Strus.
He just takes the highest volume in the league behind Curry.
Yeah, that's
how much did he get paid,
Duncan,
Duncan?
I think 16 or 18
Damn
Like a
Duncan,
year or
per year. Yeah, annually.
Duncan Robinson.
kind of a lot.
And then number 10 is Desmond Bain.
Yeah.
I'm a dickhead, bro.
I was looking. Isn't he like
Oh,
top percentage or something too?
Yep, he's
Wasn't he
43%
Yeah.
on
yeah,
Yeah. I
7 attempts
saw.
per
I'm
game.
so stupid. Bro,
I
I
saw
literally
like
thought about
a.
Desmond Maid too.
I
I'm
saw
so
an
stupid.
Instagram post or something a couple of days ago about that.
Damn,
Mhm.
bro. So I guess I'm the Mickey Mouse NFL fan.
You are.
We
Now
still have
I
two
have
more
this.
rounds. We still have two more rounds. Aaron has how
Oh,
many points you get that round, Aaron?
You got three, right?
I got all three.
And Christy got one. So that means Aaron's at 8 and
7?
Christy's at 6, I think.
Oh, my fault. Yeah, 8. Yeah.
All right, this time we'll go overall field goal percentage. So think big men.
Oh, I know this one.
This one should be pretty easy.
Jared Allen.
Hey,
Number
who said
2.
you got first pick?
That's not what we're doing?
No,
Who
I
had
thought
first
I
pick
had
last
first
time?
pick.
Did Christy have first pick?
No, this wasn't.
Yeah, and you chose PJ Tucker.
Okay, well,
Oh, I'm a
Aaron, your
dickhead. Well, I'll
turn.
give you a
You
free
can go
point then,
first.
I guess.
Jared
Christy, your
Allen.
pick is voided.
Jared Allen.
Correct. He was number 2 at 70%.
Wait, what is
Uh,
Jared Allen shooting?
70%.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's crazy because apparently Jared's going to be, if you finish the season right now, then if the season ended right now, Aaron, like you used to like to say, then he would pass
Yeah.
Will at the highest points per game, at the highest field goal percentage, which is pretty insane. But
Christy, you're up.
Andre Drummond? No, I was kidding. Shit.
Oh, I know one.
I think about some random ass big men, bro.
Just think of like traditional centers, like got like centers who don't really like take many shots outside the paint.
What do I want to say for this? I saw this list recently too. I don't know why I'm struggling. Do I want to say him? Nah. Should I? Nah. Should I? Nah. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I have two names right now, and I don't really feel confident either. But I'm gonna go with the more safer one, I guess. And no, I can't. No,
Still have
Come
wait,
on,
some
bro.
ground to make up. So you better be a good answer.
no, I know. Oh man.
You're leaving our viewers in suspense.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna do another Kobe. Actually, it's not really a Kobe, but like, just think about a shot diet now. I'm kind of less confident, but I'm gonna say JV.
Jonas Valanciunas.
Yeah.
Jared Vanderbilt.
He is number 19.
No,
He's shooting 52%.
that's crazy.
Damn,
Bro.
that's 20% less too. Well,
It's just because he takes a higher volume of shots, also.
That's what I'm
Probably.
saying. It's 3 point percentage and shit. Oh
Yeah.
man, it's my fault.
All right, Aaron.
Is DeAndre Ayton there?
DeAndre Ayton is number 6.
Look at you going
God,
with
I
the
hope
safer
so.
picks, Aaron. All right.
It's because he shot like 82 for 84 in the Lakers series last year. Didn't miss at all. So I would suspect he's still on the same thing right now.
No. Shit, bro. You know what? Maybe. Nah. Wait, maybe.
There's one like glaringly obvious one. Who's number 1?
Wasn't that Jared?
No, he's number 2.
Oh, Jared's a 7. Who's number 1? What is he shooting?
70.6%.
Damn, right at the fucking. Oh, sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
Sorry.
Ed Davis. No, I'm just kidding. Nah,
Ed Davis.
dude,
80 at
I'm literally thinking out
19%.
these traditional
3-point
centers.
percentage.
I have one name, but I don't know if that's risky or not. Shit, man. I'm trying to think.
How about I give a hint?
What is
So
it?
there's 4 players who have not been named yet, and 2 of them there's 2 pairs of players who are both on the same team.
Mm.
2 pairs of players on the same team.
So there's like a starter and his backup, and then another starter and his backup that have all not been named yet.
Well, it's your move, Chrissy. Not mine. I'm kind of safe right now. I think I know who it might be.
JaVale McGee.
Correct.
Well,
Oh wait,
that's a good guess.
I meant to say that. I didn't mean to say they were all not picked because Aiden was picked, but yeah, JaVale was
Yeah.
one of them.
All right.
JaVale was fourth.
A fourth. So it's not even number one.
No.
DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah, sure. In practice.
He's the all-time leader, I'm pretty sure.
That's
Yeah,
crazy to
so,
think
yeah.
about. But like literally all he does is dunk. So is so I'm just looking, I'm just a checklist of the top centers. I doubt it's like Jokic or Embiid because they take jump shots too.
I will tell you
Uh,
this.
uh-huh.
Actually, never mind. Never mind. Not saying anything. Not saying anything.
No bomb.
Go on. Can't be Jokic or Embiid. Looking at the top.
Is this
Well, they
cheating,
just-
Aaron? This could be cheating.
Yeah, I'm trying to go off the dome, Aaron. All right.
What do you mean? I'm going with the dome.
You're looking at a list of centers, though.
I'm not looking at a list of centers.
Oh, you're thinking of them. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you had it pulled up or something. I was like about to say.
No, I'm just sitting here.
Seems like an NFL fan move, if you ask me.
What?
Cheating.
Oh, Deflategate.
Oh, I was.
FloorSpacers Trivia Gate. Rudy?
Number
Because
one.
all he does is just
Number one. Rudy Gobert. I thought that was pretty
So,
obvious.
yeah, I would think so. Yeah, because I would think so. Because he doesn't. He's all he does is just take inside shots.
Mhm.
Can't really shoot. Okay. Well,
Yeah, he's the only
what
guy
is
above
that?
Jarrett.
That's another
Um,
3 for 3 for me. I think was that 3? I don't remember.
Yeah, because you got
Two,
Jared
two.
Allen, DeAndre, and then Gobert.
Oh yeah.
no, I did Jared. Oh no, yeah, wait, Jared.
No, that's voided. That's
He
voided.
stole your
That's voided.
Jarrett.
I forgot about that. I'm retarded. Wait, is
Whoa.
Daniel Gafford on there?
Yeah, you're going to have to cut that out.
Yeah.
What? Oh, that I'm retarded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I said it twice. Wait, is Gafford on there?
Is who?
Gafford.
Daniel Gafford, number 3. But yes,
Okay.
Daniel Gafford is correct. So Christy, 2 points, Aaron, 3.
Oh, we're counting that. Oh,
I'm
Yeah.
at
oh, yeah,
12
Aaron
now,
went first, right?
That was your third one.
Yeah, that's my third one. No, I just wanted to say because I don't know if we were ending the round or some shit. I don't know. All right, yeah.
Yeah. So Aaron now has
12, I think.
so Aaron has 12. Christy has like what, 8?
8, I think. Yeah.
So
Oh,
it's
no, I have
impossible.
11.
It's impossible
I have
for Christy to
11.
win.
Unless
I
we have
have
6
11.
rounds.
Oh, you have 11? Okay, so
Yeah.
11 to
So
8.
I'd have to get every single one wrong, and you would have to get every single
All
one
right.
right.
All right, Aaron, you gotta listen to my recommendations for answers.
Okay. All right.
All right, how about this? It's been a health and safety protocol riddled season. So we'll go something a little simple. Well, this is probably going to be one of the harder ones here. Games played. Top 10 leaders in games played.
I know. I already
10?
know one.
And there's
Yeah.
actually a 10-way tie for 10, so I will count all of them.
Damn.
So you actually have 20 players that you can choose from.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Christy, you go first. I got one last one. I already know one at least.
Number 1, Rudy Gobert.
Rudy Gobert is not there.
What?
It's literally because the Jazz haven't had any like big injuries or health and safety this whole
That's what I'm
season.
saying. That's
And
what
then,
one.
and then Rudy just got
Yeah.
COVID like last week.
Damn. So you telling me he's already been surpassed?
Yep.
Damn. That's
You got to think of someone who's not. Well, I know for everyone, someone who's played every single game this year is Westbrook.
Yep. Westbrook's number 5.
yeah.
Well,
That's
tied for
crazy.
number 2 technically.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's played every single game this year. He's been on He went to safety protocols, but he got out the same day because it's like a false test, something like that.
Yeah. Westbrook is tied for 2nd. Christy?
Now it's just fun and games. I already won.
Yeah, because Aaron's already won.
uh,
I'm still trying to think about it though. Like, who hasn't been in health and safety protocols yet. It's like
Oh yeah,
there's
that's what
been
I
like
wanted to
200
because I know the
people.
Jazz barely had the injuries and shit, so I wanted to be safe with that.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I will tell you this. That's a good philosophy
all right then.
What?
because there are 2 Jazz players on here.
Were they all stars?
I'm not saying anymore.
Um, you know what? Honestly, I don't remember Mike Conley being out for extended periods of time. I think, but I'm not gonna say Mike Conley. I'm gonna say uh, I know Joe Ingles just got out COVID. Um, hmm, I don't know. Royce O'Neal.
Royce O'Neal is not there.
Oh my god, you know I'm a dickhead, bro. Who is it? Actually, no, I can't. Whatever. I don't
Not
know.
yet.
Wasn't Mike Conley on the beginning of the year? Something like that.
I think he
He
missed a
missed
few
games,
games.
I think.
What was it? Ankle injury?
Uh
It wasn't COVID, was it?
No, I don't think he had it.
Norman Powell.
Norman Powell is not there.
Damn. I'm just thinking on my fantasy team because I think he was like one of the last people to get on health and safety protocols. And I think he's been available for like ever.
Yeah, he is not
But I guess
there.
not.
Yeah, no, I literally try to avoid my fantasy team because I don't want to talk about it.
Christy, your final guess.
That's a mess of a team so far.
Final guess. Was it a Jazz player? You said.
I mean, there's 2, but you also have like 18 other players you could choose from.
I don't give a damn. I don't know. I don't know. Bogdanovich.
Bogdanovich is there.
I bet.
41 games played.
Can that count as 5 points? Just so I can catch up with Aaron. Like a bonus question.
I'm afraid not, my sir.
Hold on. I have some very important business to attend to at this moment. I am in 2K trivia, and I'm one of the last people alive. So just give me a second, because I
So,
don't know what's.
Aaron, we gotta wrap up the
so
episode.
2K trivia matters more than the FloorSpacers trivia, is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
bro.
Oh. Okay, I'm fine now.
Final pick. Make it a good one, even though you already won.
I'm gonna say. Oh, you want a good one?
I want a good one.
I'm gonna say Ben Simmons.
Correct. He's played every game this season. And
I mean, he
also,
hasn't been injured for any. You know what I mean? He's
he
technically-
has not hit health and safety protocols at all this season.
Yeah.
Technically, I'm in the right. So
Yeah, but unfortunately, that is not the case.
Wait, who's the other Jazz player?
The other Jazz player is Jordan Clarkson.
Oh,
But the other ones at like the top, number 1 is Buddy Hield. He's played 44.
really,
true. Yeah.
And then Tyrese Halliburton, 42. Desmond Bain, 42. Franz Wagner, Westbrook, Eric Bledsoe,
Wagner. Yeah.
Jaren Jackson, Tyus Jones, Denny Avdia.
speaking of Franz Wagner, where's Mo Wagner?
Also the Magic.
On the Magic. Yeah.
Is he like doing good or?
He doesn't really play that much.
Yeah. I think he averages like what, like 2 points or 3 points a game. Like,
Yeah, he doesn't. He's not very good. He doesn't really play. But Franz has
remember
been
him in
amazing, though. I've
Michigan.
been really liking watching him.
I said, he's this year's Sadiq Bey.
Like I said, bro, the Warriors should have drafted him. Not that Kuminga's actually been really solid for them. The spot minutes he's gotten.
No, that's what I'm saying. I feel like if any team were to take Kuminga, like I said, it's supposed to be Golden State. But
Yeah, I'd say that was a pretty solid welcome back episode.
I will now take my crown as the LNFL fan. I love Dominic.
Christy,
Yeah.
you really let the NBA fan base down
Yeah.
in this one.
Yeah, unfortunately, I did. I'm now a fan of Andrew Sandejo and Marcus Mariota and Jamar Chase. Thank you.
Yeah, that's my guy, Jamar. And Justin
I
Jefferson.
bet it is. Big Bengals guy here.
Hey, what did I say? I kind of predicted it.
What? The Bengals are good? Actually, no, we're not gonna talk about it.
We're not talking
All
about
right.
this stuff. No, that's
All
how
right,
you
tune
know
into
the episode.
the
That's how you know the episode needs to end when we start talking about NFL.
tune into the BAAACK FloorSpacers podcast live on Saturday before the playoff games. But anyway, as you guys may have noticed, I am now the Mickey Mouse fan. But this was indeed a very fun episode. Welcome back episode, I guess. But definitely a very fun NBA season so far. Definitely a lot of surprises, definitely a lot of intense moments. But yeah, man, thank you guys everyone for tuning in. Make sure please drop a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify because now Spotify has rating systems too.
Let's go.
Does it actually?
Yeah,
That's
just
pretty
yeah.
clutch.
I didn't even know until like a couple of days ago when my Cavs podcast had that. But the next episode we will be live streaming on YouTube. If you did make it this far and did hear about that, make sure to tune in on maybe Saturday or Sunday. I don't know yet. We don't know yet. But the live streaming and the YouTube video will most definitely be a thing. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And go Eagles. I mean, yeah,
Sure.
even though it's not a football podcast, but yes. But yeah, if you guys want to sign off.
Peace out. Thanks for listening. And also, thank you for the 600 viewers now, followers. That was pretty clutch. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
We all appreciate that here, and we're just going to keep growing.
Yes, sir.
Keeps pushing
Feels
us
great to be
go hard.
back.
All right, bet. But yeah, see you guys next time. Goodbye. Mwah.